Hello viewers, welcome to Mate TV. The spokesperson of the Labour Party, Eunice Atanko, and Dapo Obire, a member of the APC, had a debate on what happened at the polls on the 25th of February and also about the electoral process. Mr. Dapo of the APC said the electoral process and everything on that day was free and it was fair enough, while Eunice of the Labour Party says the process was a total disaster.
The process and how they felt it wasn't transparent as it ought to be, as the Commission had promised it was going to be.
I would say they don't have a point because it's a fair process. You saw the process. There are places where the APC won. There are places where the PDP won. There are places where the Labour Party won. So you cannot say results are not fair because you lose in some areas. It doesn't work like that. This is an election.
No, is that what they're saying? Because
Yes.
they're saying the process, that's the question.
The process is okay. You see, what they are trying to say is that INEC should have uploaded the results before the compilation and pronunciation of the winner at the ICC. Now, the issue is very simple, Chamberlain. The beavers, I voted. The beavers were used to accredit me, and ballot papers were given to me, and I went to cast my vote. So everybody passed through this process. There's nobody that voted that day without using the beaver. Now the beavers is to accredit you. Okay. When doing accreditation, excuse me, when doing accreditation, yeah, the beaver does not need network to do accreditation. Now, at the end of the process, the beaver needs network to upload the result. You and I understand how networks are in this country. Sometimes they are okay, sometimes they are not okay.
Is that what happened this time?
And probably in some places. Probably in some places they were not able to upload results. We are talking about 176,000 something.
My sir, I do not think that you're very aware of, of just what the problem is. And while we wait on INEC to actually tell us what happened, maybe some people will say that you're saying this now because your candidate was declared winner. But of 176,606 polling units, none of them were uploaded on the day of the election. Are you saying that, on the day of the election, the network was down in the entire country?
INEC has not come out to say that no result was uploaded.
No. The citizens, there's a portal, the IReV portal, the result viewing portal.
Great.
Which citizens were supposed to be allowed to view. I think that's basically where a lot of the conversation has, the controversy has sprang up from. The fact that the IReV portal did not work on the day.
See, I think the process of INEC is very simple. The results are transmitted into INEC server. INEC uploads into the IReV, right?
No. That's not what INEC told us.
That's what it is, because INEC said the results will be transmitted. Results cannot be transmitted probably directly to IReV. It has to go to INEC server, and INEC will have to upload. But they have the explanations to do as regards to that.
But how did you come to the conclusion that probably the network was bad?
Well, we are in this country, and you understand how network works sometimes.
No, are you saying for sure that that was the challenge or the problem, why it wasn't uploaded?
No, I cannot speak for INEC. I am not here to speak for INEC. So INEC should be able to tell Nigerians what actually happened as regard to that. I am just saying, based on my opinion and based on the experiences we experienced, even through banking, through telephone calls, through whatever, networks are not. I don't think INEC has its own personal network.
Well, you say you can't speak for INEC, but you keep giving examples, trying to buttress you saying you're attributing the failure to upload those results to network.
Yes, it's a possibility.
Okay. Dr. Tanko, what do you think?
A monumental disaster. A monumental disaster. You see, what pains me mostly is that we sit down and we all know the problems. We are seeing it, and it's affecting us. It affects our own families, even though we belong to other political parties. But we know that the right thing has not been done. But when we sit down again and gratify it and legalize illegality, that is the most painful and the most disastrous part of this particular discussion. Chamberlain. Look, it was clear right from the beginning that the APC chairman came out here and told Nigerians that they are not so satisfied that the idea of using a beavers, that was the beginning of the red flag. Followed by the presidential candidate himself saying in a restaurant that power is not served a la carte. You have to fight for it, you have to struggle for it. In fact, probably you have to use any means necessary to get it. And that was exemplified in Lagos, clearly. On the beginning, we are denying, our members were being denied from registration. They were being intimidated, they were being harassed, they were being even stabbed. They went ahead to even kill them publicly. When we went again to campaign, now when we went to campaign again, you saw the amount of violence that was shown, even though many people will say that the obedient are violent, but none for once did we see us attacking anybody physically, none. Now, on the same thing that happened, on the 11th Friday, same day like Friday like this, INEC, a letter signed by Festus Okoye, saying that there was allegation that they are going to juxtaposition the issue of the beavers, which eventually they did. And they critically said that the beavers will work, assuring Nigerians that that particular beavers will work and transmit that particular result on that day. But imagine, 3 elections took place on that day. Federal House of Reps, Senate, and then that of the presidency. Here, they were able, the same network that was said not to be available was available for posting of election for Federal House of Reps and Senate. But that of the presidential election was not uploaded.
Okay, so Dr. Berry, would you attribute that to the same network issue?
Well, he's saying this now. That
you didn't know?
Listen to me. He's saying,
you did not know
excuse me,
that was
not
the case?
all the results actually went to IReV. He cannot say all the results of House of Representatives, all the results of the Senate were uploaded and everybody were able to have access to them at the same time. No, it's not possible. That's not true.
I think what happened on the day, what people saw, those who went there, results for the National Assembly was uploaded. The one for the presidential was not uploaded. You didn't see that?
Listen, not all the results were uploaded. Not all the results were uploaded.
Even if one was uploaded?
Yes.
Even if it's 2 that was uploaded?
Yes.
Results for National Assembly were uploaded?
Presidential results, part of presidential results were also uploaded. Not all were uploaded on that same day, but part of the results were uploaded.
At what time?
Because even, listen, excuse me.
At what time did you check?
Chamberlain, even the opposition party, the Labour Party and the PDP, at the ICC, you heard Dino saying that these results were uploaded and he didn't see them again. So where did he see them and how did this result left the IReV portal? We need to also look at all.
Did you check the portal yourself?
Yes, I checked the IReV portal.
What did you see?
There were results there.
Which results?
There were results. There were some presidential results. There were some House of Representatives. There were some Senate results.
At what time?
At about 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
on election day.
The commission promised real time.
Yeah, that is why I said the commission has to have to tell Nigerians that this is what happened.
So when you now say that process, the points that they're raising about the process was not correct, that the process was good, and the commission promised real time, you checked by 11 p.m. the commission, we just played it.
That was the
tape
time
of
I checked. It doesn't mean that that was the time they uploaded. That was the time I checked. You asked me, what time did you check? And I said, I checked at about 11 p.m. So that is my own time. I didn't know when they started uploading results because I don't work in INEC.
In other words, you cannot speak about what you don't know. So if people say they checked at the time that the elections was going on and they didn't see it, you cannot counter that because you don't know.
I answered the question you asked me. What time did you check?
And you said 11 p.m.
I said I checked 11 p.m.
So that then means that if someone says that we checked and it wasn't uploaded real time, you cannot argue with it because you didn't check at the time they checked. It's simple.
Well, let me come to you, Mr. Tanko,
Yes.
because part of what it is, yes, indeed, election observers have their recommendations, and indeed they have quite a number of, how will I put it now, they have quite a number of findings on the election day, late arrival of INEC officials and delayed commencement of polls. But we saw that that did not deter a lot of residents. People were voting into the night in the north and in the south of the country. We followed that in many polling units across the country. They talked about challenges with locating polling units, etc., etc. But some of the estimates which they give in terms of their finding on their results, yes, they've also reported inconsistencies in two major states, Rivers and Imo. However, from what they also monitored, the results which the parties garnered for the APC, for the Labour Party, and also for NNPP and even for the PDP, the results seemed to fall within the range that the final results came into. I do not know if you've had time to look at this report from Yaga. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen it, but I was sent a copy, but I was so stopped on that the whole thing was just a mess for me to even start reading anything. But maybe I should have read it, then probably I would have. But then, when you say range, it doesn't mean accurate. We were expecting at least to give the hope to the Nigerian people. INEC has done an election in Edo, Ondo, Ekiti. There was no fracas. In fact, we commended INEC. Majority of Nigerians did, because at that time, the real-time results that they said they will put on the upload were uploaded. And that time, everybody was kind of, so INEC can perfect this kind of thing, and we were so happy. We credit INEC for it. Here, let me help my other colleague here. Within the period in which the glitches happened, it was a deliberate attempt to allocate this particular range that you are talking about. People say, yes, Labour Party won Lagos. Yes, we did, but not with that figure. The figure that we have, that we know, and majority of the citizens have, is far above 500,000. What's
the exact figure?
No, yesterday, don't forget, we are going to court. We don't want to unleash, but I can tell you within the number of 900,000, we won with 900,000.
From your own records?
Yes, from Lagos. We won. And it's confirmed. And I will tell you that citizens will provide this particular result to Nigerians. And I can tell you also in Plateau, we won over 1 million. Yes, we won over 1 million. This is not, I'm not giving you false story. If they doubt, they should be able to tell us and bring those particular results that we have and contradict what we are saying. They can't. They allocated the results so that there will not be fracas. They knew that if, for example, in Lagos, they said that probably an APC win election, there will be a lot of issues. So they allocated those particular resources that, okay, what they call in Yoruba, Bajensimi, Chika Kanamutu. The same thing happened in Kano. They made sure that Kano have a large number of votes accredited to Rabi Musa Konkosu so that there will not be a problem. What they have is that they have a strategic, monumental criminal record adoption.
So are you then saying, you're then saying that the president lost his state, Nasarawa chairman lost his state,
yes.
Kaduna State governor lost his state,
yes.
Lagos State lost his state.
Kaduna didn't lose.
Kaduna went to PDP.
PDP, yeah, okay, PDP.
So you're saying that all those states
yes.
lost, and you say this was carefully
yes,
calculated?
It was carefully done so that in the same time they will have large numbers. The target is for them to meet the 25%. They didn't lose as you are thinking. They made sure that in all of those states that you assume that they lost, they made it 25%.
And you have all these figures from your own records?
We do. they make sure they have the 25%. Check out in all of the particular states that you mentioned, they made 25%. But where they won with a large margin to cover up from the way that we assumedly won.
But how could this rigging have happened, you know, because all parties have political party agents.
Exactly.
They have everything. So how is it that all of this happened and all the agents, what? Did they look the other way or what?
Somebody make a statement, it's just a tweet. You know, say, while at the point in time, before we entered the reverse gear, like Fela used to say, at the time, people were trying to buy the electorate. Take certain amount of money, cook. But in this case, they bought off the whole INEC.
They bought INEC?
It was very, very clear.
How can
you can say that, how can we confirm that?
Yeah, how do you substantiate that?
Yes, because at the point in time, there were electoral officers who came out publicly to say that I am an electoral officer, I am supposed to be at point A or point B, but I was not able to get to that particular place. Here I'm returning the document for the election.
Does that mean?
And in different places like that.
But does that mean that they've been bought?
Intimidation. Buying does not necessarily mean you have to have a power of coercion, and then because we believe that if there had not been intimidation and conspiracy, this kind of charade couldn't have happened.
Mr. Tanko, you know, my colleague just spoke about agents. Yes, we do know that. I mean, we've heard about how agents were intimidated at polling units. But we also saw in Lagos the agents for the Labour Party speaking up very strongly at the Collation Center in Lagos, cross-checking figures that were given at that polling at the Collation Center against what she had and correcting them right there on the spot,
yes.
You know, or drawing attention to the fact that the figures were inconsistent.
Yes.
So if you had that in many states of the Federation, because I would think that at that point, those figures were corrected, weren't they? Why would you say, because at the end of the day, what we now saw was that at the National Collation Center here in Abuja, you know, agents were now raising objection with the figures that were brought in from the states, even though they already had state agents who had raised objections there, and those corrections had been made.
Don't also forget that at the time of collation, which all of us, for the particular point in time, agreed that we must eliminate this particular collation center. Remember, the collation centers were not used so much in Edo and Edo election. That's why you saw that the results were seemingly almost perfect. But here, by the time you go to the collation center, you don't also know what happened at the time in which they collect the collected results. You don't have an idea.
So
you're not in that position. So manipulation can take place within those particular periods in time.
Which period are you talking about?
That when you are collecting the result from each of the collation center, some people collect this particular result.
I'm talking about the state collation centers.
Like if you are talking about the state collation center, people take this result from the polling unit to the collation center.
To the local government level.
Local government,
yes.
And then the local government again collect all of these results again to collect and then send to
state collation.
To the state collation. So you see there are processes and steps. Each step has its own checking point. There are steps in which you can go. Probably what you have is people who have already been at the collation center within their local government, but at the general collation center, most of them are not there.
All right.
Now let me tell you.
So it gives rooms.
Now let me tell you, in an election, there are collation centers. You have the polling unit, which is the immediate constituency of coalition, right? At the polling unit, after voting, after counting, and after result is announced, what happened? Every agent signed the result sheets from that polling unit. APC is given, Labour Party is given, PDP is given, NPP is given a copy of this result, which means that this is the authentic result at that polling unit. That same result is taken to the ward center. At the ward coalition center, every party have agents there. The results they brought from the polling unit point will also be tabled at the ward coalition center.
Are you saying they all signed the results?
Yes, the ward coalition center. Then from there, it moved to LGA. Every party still have their agents at that point. From there to state, from state to national. That is how it goes.
While that
So
is the process, sorry, sir.
Yes.
While that is the process, there have been reports also, and these are coming from citizens who are pointing out the fact that what they had at their polling units is not what is actually on the IReV portal, one, and that there have been reports of those results being changed midway, even though it's been countersigned by agents. So
Okay,
when people raise those type of objections, or when they raise those type of observations, it does raise a question about the credibility of the final figure at, say, even the State Collation Center, doesn't it?
Okay, great. The result sheet you are talking about that they doctored, every party have their copy. Now the copy of the INEC is taken to the next collation center. Now you have your copy. I have my copy. If there is discrepancies about it, you sort it out.
Have you seen your party's copy for Lagos results?
For Lagos results?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
So how do you counteract what he said, that they have about 900,000?
Listen to me. That is him saying that. That is not what INEC is saying. So it is left for them.
Let's go to Lagos.
It is left for them to go to the next point to go and claim the results they are claiming.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Let me go to Mr. Tanko, thanks, Chamberlain, and just get him to tell the side of what exactly transpired. Because, again, as we all know, your party had agents across board, from the polling units all the way to the state. In fact, we saw the state agent live speaking to those figures. But if you could tell us maybe where you noticed discrepancies or where you had issues as the process progressed. How did it go for your agents at the polling units, the wards, the local governments? At least we can talk about the state, because we saw that in Lagos. Was there any point that you think that maybe there may have been issues and you have evidence regarding that?
Alluded to that fact. We had agents everywhere, apart from the fact that we were able to fill about 137,000 polling agents across the board. We also have citizens who volunteer to ensure that they follow up the process. But at each point in time, they kept on complaining. Almost instantly, they were complaining. Almost instantly that they were complaining that things are going wrong. Things are going wrong. These results are not tallying with what we've already had or what we voted for. And then they are not listening to us. But so what we tell them is that stay put. Ensure that you have a copy of the result sheet that was signed at the polling unit, because that is the primary source. Once you have that, we are good to go. Follow them up. Know exactly what we are having. Send us pictures. Send us any information or any proof that these particular results have been manipulated, and they did. So we have tons of videos. We have very important documents showing that there's malpractices in all of this. You see, what is painful in this particular process is the fact that for a very long time, all of us, including INEC, the political parties, and those who are contesting, knew that there were manipulation that happened after the polling unit. We all agreed to that. And then what did they do? There was attempt to ensure that we eliminate all of these booby traps so that there will not be legitimate question on the credibility of any election. And that was achieved in Edo and Ekiti and all other states. But when it comes to this particular very important election, they put us on the reverse gear, knowing fully well that particular problem will emanate so that they can perpetuate this particular heinous crime against the state.
So viewers, you've had it all. I want to get your comments down the comment section concerning this debate. Who do you think is actually right? Who are you siding in this matter? Is it the Labour Party that said the total election was a disaster, or the APC member, Mr. Dakpo, that said the election was fair enough? So I want to get your comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to also please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification so you can get more updates as we drop them.